Thanks for staying with us. So it's officially the first Monday of the new year 2025. Many businesses will be resuming economic activities for the year. We have in the studio with us business and communication coach. She will be speaking on the much needed skills that is required to break even this year, how to start and be successful business owner, how to be financially disciplined, cut waste, eliminate impulsive buying instinct. Welcome with us, Stephanie Kadiri. Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show.
Good to have you.
A beautiful way to start my new year.
Yes, yes, it's so good to have you. First of all, you look very amazing.
Yeah.
Good.
Thank
So,
you.
financial discipline is really crucial, especially after we spend so much in December. I mean, many of us, our accounts are like screaming for money, right now. And the little money that comes in is important for us to know how to even manage ourselves. So, as one of the first questions in my head is, okay, now that we're resuming work, how do we begin to learn to manage our finances a bit better as the year is starting out?
So there are many things in my head, right? I like that you started from, we've spent a lot of money in December.
Yeah.
And then if in that December, I heard people say frequently, January is a tight month. January is a tight month. January is 60 days.
Yeah.
So how come we're not mindful in December to be sure that January now becomes the 30 days?
Sentimental reasons.
Right, sentimental reasons. And it still comes back to the point of having a goal, really. It has to start from a goal. It has to start from, what is that thing I want to achieve that I need money for? It could be short-term goals. It could be long-term goals. It could be that, okay, we have to be able to differentiate between what we need and what we want. And I would just use an example. This Christmas, for example, I mean, it's very easy to just want to say off the top of the head, do this, do that, do that. This Christmas, I wanted to bring some of my young cousins together to just have, I say, come with your husbands and let's just have this for Christmas. But 2 days to Christmas, I cancelled. Why? Because we have had a hangout before and it was cool. But then just for the fun of, Christmas, bring family together. But then I'd counted the cost. So, for example, I have some projects I am running that I'll need resources for. And if I am going to do that, I'm going to be expending and biting into the resources that I'm trying to save for the project I want to do. Will there be times for us to come together? Must it be Christmas? It mustn't. So the ability to say, because of something that I have set ahead, what do I need to refrain from? So it takes a lot of discipline, a lot of delaying gratification to say, I must not have it now. I love you, but not doing it now doesn't mean I hate you. Let's push it to later. So just the ability to say not now, later, discipline, and quite importantly, having a goal ahead of you that guides your decision. So you're not moved by your feelings in the moment, but you are driven by a goal that helps you to take responsibility.
I feel like you should end that with, so help me God.
honestly. So I just came back from a trip and it was full of constant conversation with my children. This is not a shopping trip.
Yeah.
I kept saying it over and over. Even my parents, I'm like, Mommy, Daddy, this is not a shopping trip. This is an experience trip. We go, we look, we take pictures, we come back. It wasn't easy. And this is like probably the first time ever that I would travel. And I'm not like, we didn't buy clothes, we didn't shop, we did not shop. And I had to even enforce it with my husband, who was already looking at t-shirts in Vietnam that he wanted to buy. I said, Mark, this is not it. Because if you buy, I will feel like I want to buy. And then it will now invalidate being able to tell my parents that they cannot buy, or my kids. So it is an experience trip, and it required a lot of discipline to be able to insist that we are coming back to Nigeria to pay school fees for 3 children, rent for parents. And we needed to be able to do that from a place of comfort, not a place of stress. So I love the fact that you said not now, later. So I asked them, I said, not now. Well, maybe next trip, when we have more abundance, we can make that kind of decision, but not now. But how easy is it for people to be able to say not now? Especially when, especially in this social media age, especially when you feel you might even have the money. You have the money in your account. So how can you say no when you have the money right in your account?
I have an elder brother that always used to say, if I just find 600K, we're not in the pursue, right? That is because...
I do money.
I do money. you have to tie your money to something. And when you don't, the moment it comes, it will shock you that there are mouths that are waiting for it. So now that we're in this January, that we have done a lot of things in the dirty December that we dirtied. And many people have really tight belts. The thing is now to think in a bit, because I heard you say cutting waste. We have to start asking what is important and what is not. What do I need now and what can wait? Okay, we are going to work, you're going to work, I'm going to work, we live in the same house. Let me drive you today, you drive me tomorrow. We can cut costs there. Right. So we can pull together. I mean, over summer last year, I went to visit a friend in the US, and she's like, Stephanie, put off the lights. And she was literally like Spider-Man diving to the switches. Put it off. Stephanie, put off the lights. It's daytime. What do you need light for? Why? Because, and they're like, what's all the fuss about? Electricity bill. Yeah. So sometimes, and when I began to look at it, even in Nigeria, sometimes we just leave light on. It's not night now. Maybe you can see. What do we need the extras for? So this is a studio, yes, you need all that. But I assume that the moment you are out of here, you will turn these lights off.
Yes,
if you're not in the kitchen, turn it off. The appliances you're not using, turn them off. Begin to cut down cost. Begin to track your expenses. Sometimes you say, oh, I don't have money. If you sit down and itemize what you spend money on, the data you buy to scroll through social media and not do anything, the Coke that you buy here, and the Coke that you buy there, and the chocolate you buy here, and just the free food, let me just order from one place. If you add all those things together, you would find that you spend monies in ways that you don't need to. Yeah. So it's really to say, what do I need money for? What can I cut down on? What do I need to, how do I need to, and I'm just going to connect that to a mindset. Because if you don't have a stable mind, you will spend anyhow. You feel pressured to want to do because everyone else is doing, not understanding that they have a path that may have carved for themselves, and you've not carved yours for yourself.
Now that you have brought it to mindset, there are mindsets that I don't have to worry. The problem now money, the solution safe now money. I cannot worry. The people who think that it is poor mindset to worry about we go spend the money. Let's enjoy and lavish. Because we're in a period of time that we're supposed to have worked all year to spend on ourselves. So how do you talk to people who have planned to dirty the December from January and saved towards it? Because, that's how it should be done in largesse, in enjoyment. You have, even if you were come back, you're coming back to the country. It was, of course, for you to enter all the recreation centers, enter all the hotels, spend the money. At least we know go carry and go heaven. So, how do you talk to those people?
I'm smiling because I'm asking ourselves if we actually live in the moment or we wait to an appointed time to leave. And I use an example. This Christmas, I didn't buy gifts for my children. I said, we went on summer, right? All those things, they are gifts. In the course of the year, I took you out. I bought you things. It doesn't have to be at Christmas. So, like she said, let us have the experience of family. And we sat on the couch, we bought popcorn, we put on the Prime Video and watched as a family. We acted our nativity and all of that. But then I reminded them of the fact that you have had gifts at different times of the year, that we've had experiences at different times of the year.
So I spread yours out.
Yes.
But some people didn't.
So what I'm saying, speaking to that is, do we have to wait till an appointed time to live?
It's a choice.
So yes, while it's a personal choice, it's also now being able to put it in bite sizes, because at the end of the day, I work the whole year to spend it once, then start to toil again, and then complain about the toil.
Change your mindset.
So it's actually a toiling. So if you're able to change the mindset that it is, we experience life every day, make the best of each moment while we are planning for a future, but still experiencing the moment, so that we don't get into the toil.
I'll come to you, Mariam, in a second, but there's something I want, because I want Nigerians to learn from this conversation. And you said something in your opening remark about how you had planned a party. Christmas. Who cancels Christmas hangout? That's a big deal. Yes. But it's quite instructive because you've told family and you now said, I'm sorry. Yeah. That takes not just discipline, that's some guts, because people have planned around your event because they don't want to spend. You've offered to spend. We want to come party. So I need to go back to that a bit, because how did that make them feel? And how were you able to have that clear mind to tell people around you, because it's the difficult thing to do, to want to spend and cancel. I had that experience also in December where I had to cancel things because I knew that, and I looked at the numbers, it wasn't adding. Usually every year I give a certain group of people who are still disturbing me for gifts. And this year I'm like, I'm sorry, it's not going to happen. I just don't have the extra funds to do it. So how did you come about that clarity of mind to be able to cancel an event because you just look at the numbers?
So to make me want to ask the question, the difficulty that you talked about, is it difficulty for me or difficulty because I'm concerned about how they will feel and how I will look before them?
Yeah.
So what I did was, if there's anything I've progressively trained myself to do, is the ability to say no and not feel sorry for it. Because I cannot be more concerned about how you will see me such that I will stretch myself so thin and snap while you're having a great time. So I wrote a message and I apologized. I am sorry, but we can't do this now. And, you know, they responded to say, okay, that's fine, but hope everything is okay. I could hear the concern, like, because I'm typically the extroverted, happy-go-lucky member of the family. I'm like, yeah, everyone is doing a party. But at this point, I have to be able to say no and apologize, but not be concerned about how you will see me. I'll look good to you, but I'm dying inside. And that is what many times we do. We're trying to keep face.
Yes.
And in keeping face, everybody, to the detriment of our accounts, everybody goes back, oh, it was a beautiful party. And then we're suffering, even in our, it's not something that I've done it before, even our wedding, we're like, let's just call the people that we know we can feed. Yeah. Because after the wedding, there's a marriage to build.
Yeah, of course.
Amen.
So that, yeah?
You know, while we're talking and just realizing that we do have a culture of keeping faith. And sometimes it's being sold to us in a way that keeping faith
has benefits. And sometimes they even say it has monetary benefits. If you keep faith today and do all the things that you always promise to do, someday someone is going to do it for you. And, you know, and yet you see people who have lived here all their lives, they move abroad and they don't keep faith. So can you talk to us about this culture and why you think it does not, well, you've given a few examples why it doesn't benefit us, and maybe just to help change mindset and for people to also understand why this other mindset, which is I can only do what I can, and, you know, we move on from there. Because, you know, I love the example that both you and Tope gave, that experiences. We don't put a lot on just experiences. It has to be about money. Someone comes in here and the person that says, greets you and is warm towards you is not remembered as quickly as the person that comes and throws cash around. You know, there's just that culture that we must keep face.
So it's a culture, we have built that culture. We have to now begin to unculture ourselves from it, right? You know, and every time I hear this thing about culture, I'm quickly reminded of coming to America when the father was insisting that the son gets married to someone he doesn't love. And the mother is saying, why? I say, well, that's the culture. You know, he said, well, that's the tradition. And then the wife says, well, it's the stupid tradition. And the king says, well, who's going to change it? Forgetting that he's the king and has power to change it. And it is now the thing of us coming to the point of how well is this culture serving us? Is it serving me? If it's not serving me, I need to begin to teach it to my children, to tell it to the people around me, to say there are long-term detriments to these things. Hence, we have to begin to change now. Is it going to be easy? No, it's not going to be. It's going to be tough, but with consistency, patience, time, clarity of what you're trying to achieve, I believe you get there.
That genre, yes, about loan sharks. And
Let's go on a very short break. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.